Good morning. Good morning, everyone. Hello to all of you. I see a bunch of comments on here already. I just love it. Hello to all of you, especially those of you who have commented already. I got to go through my list and say hi to all of you. So, Jen, hello. Good morning. Kathy, hello. Karen, hello. Good to have you on here. Sandy from Southern Oregon. Okay, good to have you. Karen from Chile, Illinois. Okay, Karen, it is Chile, Oregon also. It is foggy and cold. So a bit dreary. So a good day to watercolor. Let's see who else is on here. Okay, Jen says from New York, but flew south for the winter. How cool for you. That is just the funnest thing to do. I spent some time in Arizona in the wintertime and I just love it. I just love it. Something about the blue sky. And in winter in Oregon, we don't get a lot of those blue skies. We get a lot of overcast skies and a lot of fog and rain and clouds. So just something about that blue sky. You know what? Even if it's cold, doesn't bother me at all. Just seeing that blue. Who else is on here? Debbie from Oklahoma. Snow is melting, sun is shining. Okay, positive for you. Good deal. Terry, good morning. Amy, sunny, 25 in Missouri. Oh, wow. Okay, I said, sunny blue skies, but I don't know. 25 that's a little crossing the line as far as cold goes. But good. It's still better than 25 and cloudy and nasty outside. Suska, good morning. Good to have you on. Jen, hello. Cherie, good to have you. Hello, Cherie. Teresa, hello. Jane, good morning, you guys. Oh, so good to see you all on here. Tony, good morning. Diana, hello. Welcome. Diana, did you see the project? So yesterday, Diana was on and she made a comment and said, can you one of these days do a project with a Southwest theme? And can you believe that is the project today? That was the project today. And I said, are you reading my mind? Because literally that's what we're doing tomorrow. And so I'm still laughing about that. I just cannot believe the timing of that because I haven't done a Southwest project in, I don't even know when. And I've just neglected all of my Southwest people. And so I just thought I'm going to do another variation of this little throwback and we're going to make it a Southwest theme. And then here Diana says, can you think about doing that one of these times? So Diana, if you saw the project, it's Southwest today. Simone, good morning. Sandy, hello. Hello. Good to have you on. Jeanette, hello. Susie, good to have you. Welcome. Welcome, Linda from freezing Wisconsin. Oh, I bet. Snow, Linda, do you have snow there too? Or is it just absolutely freezing? Vancouver, Canada. Catherine, it's probably cold where you are too. But good to have you here. Carolyn, good morning, Carolyn. Terry says, good day to stay inside. My 25 degrees, too cold to go out. No kidding. I would be inside with my slippers on by the fire. So yes, it's a good day to stay inside. Julie, good morning. Mary, hello from Antioch, Illinois. Okay, tell us what the weather is like there, Mary. Diane Mason is on. Talented Diane. Good to have you on. Sandy, hello. Linda, hello. Teresa, that's how it is here in Ohio. Okay, cold but sunny. I could probably handle that better than rain all the time. Although, you know what? I'm not complaining. We really have pretty moderate weather here. We don't get extreme cold and extreme heat. So, I really am thankful for that. We just like to complain. Things aren't just perfect outside. It's not 70 degrees and sunny 365 days of the year. So, we got to just complain about that a little bit. But actually, I'm just, I'm really thankful to live here. The weather is actually pretty good. Hello, let's see. Who else? Hello, Stella in the UK. Good to have you on, Stella. Welcome. Val from Alberta. Okay. Sandy, okay, sunny and 70 in Florida. Okay, Sandy, you know what? You win. You win today. You win the weather award. 70 in Florida just wins. That is perfect. Marilyn, good morning. Marianne, cold and snowy. London, Ontario. Oh, burr. Burr, burr. Amy says 25 is better than it's been. Okay, see, we got to be thankful for what we have. 25 and colder, that would get really old. Diana says, I love it. Karen, 4 degrees when we woke up. Oh my goodness. Jeanette, 20 and sunny here in Michigan. Samantha, hello. Great minds think alike. That's right. Elaine, hello. Elaine, it's probably foggy where you are too. Elaine is about 30 miles from us. And so she's probably got some weather like this too. Karen, love the Southwest theme. Sending some warm vibes our way. Okay, yes, you guys, Southwest. So we're just going to be all thinking about sunny, warm weather while we're doing this project today. Jane, sunny and 21 degrees. Oh my goodness, cold. Wildemar, Joy, hello, Wildemar, California. I feel like I've asked you that before. Where is Wildemar? But tell us again where that is. Carol, Northwest Missouri, hello. Linda, no snow, just freezing temperatures. Oh, okay. You know what? That's a plus. So if it's freezing and no snow, and hopefully no ice for you. Veronica, good morning. Ruth Ann is here. Hello, Ruth Ann. Always good to have Ruth Ann on. Elizabeth, hello. Linda, hello from Puyallup. Okay, you know what? We're going to get some rain, I think, or that's what I've been hearing on the news, but yet my weather forecast doesn't say that. So tell me if you've been hearing that as well. Let's see. Andrea, Antioch, Illinois. Karen, snowy Ontario. I know Karen is from Canada, so she's probably in the cold weather. Mary, very cold, 16 in Antioch. Oh, burr. Debbie, hello from Salem. Debbie in the fog. Debbie and Elaine and I, we're all in the fog. Teresa, hello. Andrea, hello. Veronica. Okay, you guys, Sandy, 64 in Central Florida. Okay, you win second place, Sandy. That is perfect weather. Patty, hello from Idaho Falls. Okay, and Patricia from Staten Island. Kristen, good to have you guys on. This is just the best. This is so much fun for me to just go through and see where you guys are and what your weather is like. I'm always so curious about that. So, close to Temecula. Okay, so you guys get some warm weather there. All right, you guys. So we are going to do a Southwest project today, and we're going to do another variation of the throwback. So the throwback was released yesterday. The throwback comes once a month. It is an inspiration, so a redone version of something from an old catalog, usually, decades ago. And so that's what we did yesterday. We released that throwback. It was a little birdhouse post with some pots, and I'll show you that project we did yesterday for those of you who weren't with us, and then we're going to do a variation of it today. And the thing about these projects is they're so much fun, and I can't show you everything in one day. I just can't. And I want to give you at least another variation of something that you can do, and especially with the Southwest look, because it's so cute. And I also was torn between the bright colors. So, being from Oregon, I think of the Southwest as those bright teals, oranges, reds, those really vibrant colors from the sunsets. And I just think of those colors, but there's also the other style, which is the neutrals. So the browns, the blues, more of like the navy blues, the blacks, the grays, all of those beautiful colors too. So I was really torn, and the brights won out. So we're doing the bright colors, but let me just remind you guys that you can just change these up. Everything changes so much with a different color palette. So check that out. We're also going to do the boardwalk again. And I'm going to show you how to add some dried grasses and things kind of growing between those boardwalk planks. So we're going to do that today. And so, you know, we've got a full project that we're going to do. So I love that you guys are on with me. Marianne says, loved. Hers is on the way. Great. Thank you, Marianne. Love it. There are some fun things in there that I just love. I love these birds that I've added. I love this boardwalk, you guys. That's a favorite thing that I've added to this set. I love that thing. And I feel like it's got so many uses to just sort of, you know, take your watercolor up a notch and add another element to it. That's kind of cool. So we're going to do that today. And then I'll go through and I'll show you what's in that throwback set, and then I'll show you what I'm using in this project for today. So let's get to it. I'm going to switch my camera over. And for those of you who popped on early, you can see what I'm using. And in this yesterday, I had a ton of sets that I added into this project. This is the project we did yesterday. And all the florals and vines and everything, I used a bunch of different sets. So today, just two sets. And you know, if you don't have, if you just have one of these, you can still do this project. You still can. So, you know, just one of these and you'll still be fine. All right, so let me just kind of move all of this out of the way, and then I will show you what is in that set. So we do have a lot of pins. So not as many stamp sets, but just a ton of pins, ton of bright colors, which I just absolutely love. And you guys, I just dropped my brush. So excuse me for 1 second while I just retrieve it here on the floor. And it was my little brush, which I will absolutely need for this project. So, all right, and I'm back in my chair. Okay, you guys, so here is the project we did yesterday, and here is the one that we are going to do today. So you can see the difference. Colors are much more vibrant, and really all that is just more layers of color on here. So it's the same pen. It's the same pen that we used yesterday, but you can see to get these bright colors, you just want to add more coats of color on it. So as soon as it's dry, you're going to add more color to it. So that's just really the only difference between these colors. It's the same pens we used yesterday. And then what I did was I took a smaller portion of this project and I kind of wanted to put it in an oval like this and make it a little simpler. So you can see the boardwalk on here. Today we're going to do it. We're going to add it to here. But I wanted to show you kind of a finished version of how it would look and remind you that you can take bits and pieces of this stamp. So it's a very large stamp. It's got a lot of components to it, but you can use small portions. You know, this would be cute. Just these three would be really cute to just put on a simple little card. I love these succulents in here. I love all these little cactuses and just, you know, cacti, you guys, cacti that are in here. And I think it just makes a really cute, fun project. And then the bright colors just really make it vibrant. So, you know, like I said before, you can change this up with those neutral tones, which are also just so beautiful, like a rust, kind of a rust red, more of a cool blue, like a navy blue, the browns, the blacks. You can add some black details into your pots, and you could just do a beautiful portrait like this just by changing up the colors, just by doing that. So keep that in mind if you like these bright colors, which I love this look. Remember, you can do the other also. Okay, same with this. You know, this has a lot of color in it, but you can also make it really simple and more subdued with the colors that you're using. All right, so let me move this over to the side and let me show you what is in this set. So here is the throwback, and it is number 6007. You'll see this on our website. It will be on our website until Thursday, this Thursday, so tomorrow at midnight Pacific time. So it will be on there available for purchase until then. And this set itself comes with the bird stand, the little boardwalk, and these three birds. These birds are a gift. So this is a special gift. It is an exclusive, and it is for you for the purchase of this set. So you will get these two together. If you buy this set, this throwback set, you'll get this as a gift from us, a thank you for purchasing this set. And then also, we always release one of our promos. So our past promos from several years ago, a lot of you collect these. And so once a month, we bring one back just for 1 3-day period. And in this case, we've brought back the little crab, and she or he will be available again until Thursday, and then she will be gone forever. This little guy or girl will be gone forever. So this is your opportunity to get this. This is on our website. It's EF0125, this one. And you can grab that if you are ordering this throwback. And you can see all of these. So let me just mention this again. I mention this all the time, but let me say it again. At artimpressions.com, at the very top of the website, if you click Get Inspired, you'll see the collector's guide. And all of these are listed. All of our exclusive sets, all of our promotionals that we do as a giveaway are listed in that category. So you can check that out and see which ones you have. And maybe you're just missing a few. Maybe you're missing the crab. So you can check those out. You can print that off and you can check off the ones that you have. So every month we bring one of these back, and it is the little crab's turn to return for a few days, and your chance to get it. So this is what we're doing. So you can see the actual size of this bird stand. And all I've done is take these 3 houses off. So in other words, I just didn't ink these 3 houses right here. And I just made it simpler like this. But you know, you can also just use the bird stand, you know, the post with just these little bird houses on it, which would also be really cute. You could grow some vines over it, and it would be so cute. So keep that in mind, that you can use bits and pieces of these large stamp sets, these large stamp images. All right, so that's what I did here. That's the difference. You can see how much taller this one is. I also didn't add the boardwalk to this one because I wanted to put it in a little oval like this and actually put it on a card so that you could see. All right, so let's move this away. I'll kind of do a recap for those of you who jump on later. And let me show you what I'm going to be using. So we're just using 2. I'm just using 2 stamp sets, and they are the Southwest themed. So this is the Desert Succulent set, and this is the Watercolor Desert set. So it has larger items in here, but you still can use this. If you just have this one, you're totally fine to do this, because you can add things in here. You could add some dried brush in here into one of these pots. You could use different pieces of this little cactus here. You could use these small ones, and you can use this little brushy plant you can put also in one of these. So if you just have this one, you're totally fine. Same with this one. So we're going to use almost everything in this set. All of these, not this one, but these 5 right here, we're going to be using those in the pots. And then we're going to be using from this set over here, the little stones, this little rock pile, and then this little brushy grass. So these 2 things, we're going to use these with the boardwalk. So if you don't have this one, that little stone grouping is also in the rock set, so the small rock set. And I love this little thing so much. I included it in this set also with these rocks. So if you have this, you have the little stones that we're going to be using. And also this tall grass. So if you don't have this brushy grass like this, you just need something like this, something kind of you know, that is just a few grass stalks, you know, like this, a few blades, things like this that you can use to add to your boardwalk. So if you have this one, you're totally fine. Okay? All right, so these are what we're going to be using. So let me set these off to the side, and I will actually set this one off to the side too. And let's see if I can zoom in. Catherine says, new freebies coming soon. Yes, they are, you guys, and they are going to be so fun. So I cannot tell you what they are, but they're coming. They're on their way. So keep a lookout, you guys, because they are so cute. And I had so much fun doing this new line of freebies. So I'll just, you know what, I got to leave it at that. But since you asked, Catherine, I can just open the lid a little bit. And Polly, hello. Polly's on from Idaho. Good to have you on here. Good to have all of you guys on here. Let's see. Marianne says, throwback is so versatile. We could do one for each season and for each holiday, like Christmas, Easter, Thanksgiving. Yes, Marianne. Okay, that is what I love about these things. And that is always what is on my mind, is how many seasons can you use it in, and how many ways can you use it, and how cute would it be for Easter? And you could just put some little Easter eggs out front. And then for snow, you could just make this little bird into a cardinal. You could add some snow onto these pots. The little house, you could just add snow to it. You could put a little evergreen tree in here, little fir tree. You guys, it would be so fun. And fall. Fall would be so cute with all the fall colors. So yes, that is just a great, yes, Mary Ann. I think of that all the time when I'm doing these things. You know, especially when I'm doing something like this. Okay, what other season? And can I get a visual of what it looks like? And I can. And Halloween, how cute would Halloween be? With, we could have like some of these little broken, you know, little cobwebs in these little birdhouses. And it would just be so cute. It would be so cute. So, you know, keep that in mind, you guys. I want to see now what you do with them. Diana, put a bunny in one of the pots for Easter. Absolutely. Yes. One of the bunnies peeking out. Debbie, you really could tell us. I cannot, Debbie. I absolutely cannot tell you. But you guys will, I hope, you guys will love these little freebies. They're going to be so fun. Okay, Debbie, yes, up above, Debbie, yes, there will be a drawing. So yes, be sure to say in the comments if you would like to win this little Southwest project. So we will be giving it away. All right, so let me zoom in so that we can get really close up. Hello, Linda from Chico. Good to have you on. Debbie, but you're the queen. Debbie, yes, the queen. But I also make the rules. So in this case, I can give you a hint, but I want to release them all at once. And you guys, they're so cute. So I just can't wait to show you. All right, you guys, we are going to do this little project here. So the Southwest, and you can see that I added the little boardwalk on here. And really all that is stamping this large image. And once you've got that stamped, just put a little piece of Post-it tape across the bottom and then stamp your boardwalk in underneath. So that comes in the set. And you will get this with it. So it's such a cute little thing and just super fun to add and kind of dress up your projects. So we're going to be doing that. We're going to add some grasses kind of growing in between. Last time we just set all of these little things on the boardwalk and just kept it really simple. So today we're going to rough it up a bit and add some grasses and things growing in between. So let's get started with this project first. And let's start by adding some color to the palette. So let me just scoot this over and Andrea, I had the same thought. You guys. Diana says, could you stamp the board first and just not ink the back of it and stamp the back post with the houses? Absolutely. Yes. Whichever is easiest for you. You absolutely can. You totally can do that. Whichever one. And the thing is with these, because they're rubber, you can't see through it. So you will have to use a positioner or a stamp platform. And so you want to make sure that you have everything in the right place. So what I did was I stamped this with my stamp platform because I know that I can get a really good impression. The boardwalk is much smaller and I can use my small positioner, my little L bar, to stamp that. So you can use your stamp platform also, but for me it was easier to stamp the large stamp first and then add the boardwalk to it later. All right. Okay, so let's add some red on here. And so we've got a really good red, and we need a lot of red because we're going to be adding multiple layers of red. And this is the 856 red. And then we've got, we're going to have some green. So the 173, this is a really bright, vivid green, and I love this color so much. This is 173. So we're going to be adding that to the little birdhouse. That's the color we're adding. The purple for this little terracotta pot, or the purple, you guys, 933, the orange for the terracotta pot. Tell me you guys do this too. Just that will make me feel so much better that you do this too. Okay, so we want the 407. Okay, Marianne says, I want to create a long boardwalk for a beach scene. How would you suggest how to tack on or extend the boardwalk? So I would definitely take this section. I would leave this little edge off. See how it kind of flips up a little bit? I would just ink this straight part right here and leave this little section off here. Just leave this little line off and take off this whole single board, and then you should be able to connect it right to this end, because this is pretty straight. So you want to start over here and then you want to connect it on this side. I think it will be much easier for you to connect it on this side than on this side. And you know what you could do is just try to stamp it first both directions. Is it easier to connect it here or here? You would also want to leave off either this line or this line when you go to add it, because you already have this this line right here, so you don't want to add two lines to it. You just want to do the front section. Okay, if you're trying to connect it over here, this will give you kind of a nice rugged look, because you're adding that flat board to this. Like this thing has just popped up because it's kind of old, so you could get that look. But really, I think taking this off and taking this section and adding it onto this side might be the easiest. But how cute will that be? That will be so cute. I would love to see that, Marianne, if you post that. Post it on one of the Art Impressions groups. So if you guys haven't joined one of those groups, I think Kathy, did you post? I didn't see your link up there, but Kathy and Ruth Ann are the admins for the AI Way. So the AI Way is on Facebook, and it's a private group. You have to request to join, but you guys, just the nicest bunch of people, and talented, so talented. And they post their things all the time. So they post their work. So Marianne, I'm pretty sure you're on that group. Make sure you post that if you make that boardwalk scene. And I stalk it. I go on there and I look at what everybody's making all the time. It's so inspiring. And there's also another one. So the Art Impressions stamp group is also on Facebook. And these groups have, thousands of followers. So you can get on there and you can get inspired, and you can just stalk it like I do. You don't even have to post anything. You can just get on there and see what everybody's making. And then, when you get your courage, then you can post your work on there. But just the most encouraging people, and just so talented, and Art Impressions, watercolor galore, just everywhere. And I just love seeing that. I love seeing you guys' projects. It's just so much fun. And most of the time I'm looking at it thinking, I never thought to do that. That is such a great idea. I love that idea. And I love it when you guys kind of make it your own. And you kind of, you've learned how to do this technique. And so you just go to town. You just absolutely go to town. And that's confidence. So 2 greens, 249. And then this green also, so the 177. This one. And then I think, have we run out of room? We might have to add some room later. Oh, we're gonna need some brown. So let's just scoot this over a little farther. So this is the 947 brown. So we're gonna need that. You guys, I have got so many colors here. We're also gonna need the blue, the 565. So this one. 565. And look at this palette. I said just so bright. Love it. Kim would be proud. I would just tend to go to the subdued colors, and she tends to go to the yellows and the brights. Mary, hello, welcome from cold Michigan. Okay, welcome, Mary. Okay, this may warm you up. We're doing Southwest, so warm colors, bright colors, and warm skies. Amy Moore, you cannot see unless you are a member, right? So you have to request to join, and they'll accept you, and then you will just be welcomed into the group. Just absolutely the best. Julie, I've never used the Southwest foliage. It's a perfect way to use them. They are so simple, you guys. They're so simple. If you want to do a Southwest project, you can literally do it in a few minutes because these little foliages are so easy. Literally stamp them and pull the color out of the lines. Like that's it. So easy. All right, so let's get going here. And I'm going to get my brush wet, dip it in my water, and of course pinch it off. So this is the first step. Dip your brush, pinch it off, starting with my number 4. And I am not going to worry too much about pulling the color out of the lines because we are just loading this up with color. We're going to have lots of color on here. So I'm just going to do a little bit and just pull a little bit of this color out. But we're going to be adding lots to it. And so we don't have to worry too much about that. If you're leaving a lot of things white or you're going with a lot of light pastel colors, you want to make sure you do this step and pull that color out of the lines. And you can see that it's starting to look three-dimensional. Getting that color. And you'll get to where you just do this automatically. You don't even think about it. You know that the color is darker on the sides, so you're pulling that color out. You know to apply the color behind if something is coming forward. So this line here, we're dragging the color behind it, not in front of it. Anything that has a lip is going to cast a shadow. And so you can see, you're going to automatically just come through here and just do it. This side is in the shadows, so it's going to be just a little bit darker in here. And it will become just automatic to you. We don't have to do too much to the boardwalk. We're going to add some things to it. We're going to darken in some of these cracks and add some colors, so we don't have to do a lot to it. But you can see it's already changed. It's already changed just by adding that, adding the water to it. Julie, have to get back to work. Julie, we will miss you, but thank you for being on with us, especially to the start, and catch us on the replay for sure. All right, so let's start out. Let's see, what should we do first? Let's add the color to the little birdhouses because we're going to be adding layers of color to these. So we want to just at least get a start here. So let's add some red. We'll add some red to this one, and we're just brushing it on. Just brushing it on. And if you happen to, lose some of these lines because we're getting so much color on here, we're going to go over it. We're going to go over this opening and this little perch with a very dark color. So it's okay. We're going to be putting it back in. So if some of it gets washed out, it's totally fine. Now here we go, staying in each section. Stay in each section. So you're not going to ever take your brush and drag it over this line, a line like this. You're never going to do that. You're going to finish this, and then you're going to go over here, and you're going to do this one. So we're not going to lose that line. Okay, so I'm going to now come over and just do this pot too. Well, I've got all this red in my brush. So we're just going to do this one over here, and we're going to just maybe leave just a little, highlight in here, just like this. And then we're going to come down along the side, and this is where that color is going to be the darkest, is on the sides. And so we're just going to pinch off our brush so that it's pretty dry, and we're going to drag this color over to the center. So we can see that little highlight in here. And it just needs to be lighter in the front, that's all. And again, see each section. So you want to be sure to color each section by itself. All right, so we're going to let those two dry, and then we'll come back to those and add some more red to it. All right, so let's go on now and add the green to this little birdhouse. And we're going to do the same thing. We're going to just brush the color on, staying in each section. And this is a pretty light green, so we're going to have to go over it a few times to get a really dark color in here. But that's the cool thing about using markers too. And watercolor is that you can just go right over the top of it and you'll get a darker, more vibrant color just by another pass. So you don't have to worry about having colors that are all variations of light to dark, 16 reds that are, go from vivid to, really pale. You don't have to, you just need one, like literally one pen. All right, so we're going to take some of this blue now and we're going to add it to the top part of this little birdhouse. I love this turquoise color. It reminds me of the Southwest. Like, I don't know if I could do a Southwest project without this really pretty teal color. It just, to me, that's what it is. It is that bright teal. So let's just continue on and let's do this pot up here. We're going to stay in each section again where we got that little highlight, and then we're going to apply that color to the side. And we can only see one side of the pot right now, so we're going to pinch it off and we're going to just drag it over to the center. And we've got that little highlight in there. And let's just see if we can just get a little darker color on here. Pinch it off and then drag it over. And if you happen to lose that highlight, or you're not happy with how light it is, you can always come back in with the white paint and put a little highlight back in. The miracle of the white paint, you guys. It's just the best. Okay, let's do this little roof now. And again, stay in each little section. And you can, if you want to leave a little light spot right next to the roof, that's going to add some interest, because it's going to look like the roof has kind of curled up a little bit and it isn't flat. Whenever you add a highlight like that, it just keeps your image from looking like it's flat. It's catching the light, basically, is what it's doing. So everything looks better if it's not colored in completely from line to line. It just does. And we'll get this little part of the roof here, on here. And let's see, what else is blue? Oh, the little door. And again, if you lose some of these little details, we're going to put them back in. So that little door handle that's on there, we're going to put that back in. So no worries about that. And then we've got this little pot over here on the side. We're going to do the same thing here. Apply that color to the sides, each section. And then pinch your brush off. And really the reason we do that is because we don't want it to look like this. We don't want a straight line right down the middle. That doesn't look natural. We want it to look natural. So when you pinch your brush off, you're taking that water off and you're making that color much lighter. And now it just creates a gradient, kind of right in the middle. And as long as your color is darker on the edge, you have a rounded container. You just do. And if it looks a little blotchy, like that looks like watercolor to me. So it doesn't have to all be like super smooth, which is a good thing, because you can do it so much faster if you do it like that. And you don't worry so much about exactly where you're laying the color and if everything is exactly perfect. Zilla says, such a great set. Can't wait to play with it. Already ordered from, oh yes, in the Netherlands. Yes, of course. So we send to a store in the Netherlands so that Zilla and her people can get it there. So yes, Zilla, we will be doing that. All right, so now we've got our blue on here. Let's see, what else is blue? I think that is it for now. So let's put a little of this orange on here so we can get this terracotta pot done. And we're doing this exact same way. So every time you have a pot in your composition, this is how you do it. This is how you apply the color to it. They're all the same. And so when you kind of break these things down and look at them, okay, there's pots in here. I know exactly how to do that. And birdhouses, I know how to add color to those in the shadows. And then you're going to be successful with your painting. It's going to come together because these simple little rules really make a difference. So again, darker on the edge, and then lighter in the middle. Now you can also, for those of you who want to, branch out a little bit, you can put your highlight on the side too. So for me, the easiest thing as far as teaching you about the highlight is that it's in the center. So you're starting on the edges and you're going to the center, but you can also have the light coming from another direction, and you can have your highlight on the side. So you can try that too. This is just the easiest way to do it. Okay, so I think we don't need a lot of blue on this pot, but we could just put a little bit on here. We've got this larger cactus in here, and so this blue will kind of extend down a little bit. So I'm just gonna put a little blue on here, and then we can add more to it a little bit later. All right, so now what do we need? We need some colors for the roof, and we're gonna use some orange. So let's use some orange on here, this little red house, and on this little roof. And then let's just add some onto this one as well. We'll just make these little roofs orange. Okay, so now I'm going to come back in. These reds are dried, so I'm going to come back in and do another coat of red on here. So this gets darker. And we're going to do it the same way. And then we'll come down here, do the same, and just get this pot really bright. We're adding that dark color to the sides, just like we did before, pinching the brush off, and then just dragging it to the center. So we have that highlight in the middle. Okay, so now let's go back over the blue again, and we'll just get this a little bit darker and more vibrant. So we don't want to lose that highlight. We're just going to make this a little bit darker. Same in here. And a little darker on the roof as well. And I'm still staying in each section. So important to do that. And actually, I need to hit that little section over there with color too. And let's get this really dark in here, especially next to this little house and along here. Okay, so you can see our colors are getting much more vibrant now. Love it. And let's make this door just a little bit darker. Okay, so now I think we're ready to add our little succulents in here. So I'm going to just make a little background of green behind these little pots. And the reason I do that is to give it a little more depth, because when we're using vines and we're adding water to it, it sort of creates that depth. It gives us the light colors in the background and then the dark in the foreground. Well, these we're just stamping one time. So we don't really have that ability to create that background look. So we're just going to paint a little cloud behind them. And this is nothing to, stress about, honestly. We're just going to put a little green in here like this, and a little green in here. And it's just going to kind of create a little background for these little plants. Same in here also. And we'll just put a little bit up here also. Just kind of giving us a little more dimension to our project. And you can see, I didn't do these any specific way. I just put a little cloud in the background because we're going to stamp over it, and it's just going to enhance what we're doing. So don't worry about this and, stress out about how it is supposed to look. All right, so now that's drying. Let's go ahead and add the shadows and the details in while that's all drying in the background. So let's take some of this blue and we're going to apply it to the little house, because this little birdhouse here is going to stay white. And so we want to see a shadow, on the shady side. So you can see how that just kind of brings it to the background. And then we want to see a shadow underneath this overhang. And then also back here. See that shadow back there. And then inside this little door, I want to see a little shadow in there so that it looks like that door is kind of inset a little bit. And then we want to add a shadow underneath this little post here. And we can just put a little shadow, underneath these two. And then just bring the blue kind of down along the side. It kind of depends on, what the post, do you want the post to be wooden, or do you want it to just be white, or do you want it to look natural? I'm just kind of leaving it white. It's kind of the easiest thing to do, just leave it white. So I added a little bit of this blue to this dormer too, right next to that little dormer. Okay, so now we also want to add a shadow in here where this roof line is, and same over here. Where that is casting the shadow on that little birdhouse. And then we're going to add a little shadow underneath this red pot, the blue, and this little terracotta one. So we can see that shadow underneath there. When you add, when you just add these little details, like it looks pretty plain until you start putting all the details into it, and then it just kind of comes together. Sandy says, I've been watching Bonnie for years and still learn something new each time. You guys, I thank you. That is the best compliment. That is the best compliment. I am so happy to hear that. I always want to have something new to teach you. We're also going to just put some color on this bird. And I think on this one, I kind of, I made it orange and with a little bit of blue. But I think to really kind of pop it up, maybe we should do some yellow. We'll do some yellow on here and make this really bright. So maybe we'll just do a little yellow on his belly. And here, and then we'll do some of this blue on his wing. But you can put whatever color on you want on these. That's my rule. Whether it actually exists or not, we don't know. Somewhere in the world, this color combination may exist, and so we're just going to go with that. We're going to go with it. And then, whoops, not that in. So now I'm going to just use my twin tone, put his little eye back in, and his little beak. So we've got this little cute little bird, and I'm gonna take my my little bullet tip and just kind of add just a little darker color on there. And then just kind of blend it out a little bit. And make him really just super vibrant. So cute. Okay, so let's keep going here. Let's do the details in the windows and in the little openings of the birdhouses. So we want to make sure we leave the side of the opening open. So that's the edge of the board on the inside. And on this side, we're going to see it on this side because this one's turned this direction. So we're going to see that little edge right on there. Same with this one. It's going to turn that direction. And then this one, we're going to see it over on this side. Like so. And you can see how much dimension that's added already. And now we can put in these little perches. And then let's just finish up this window detail. This has got a fancy window on this little birdhouse. So whoever lives here has just got a fancy little house. And you know, if these little window panes aren't perfect, which mine never are, it just, you don't worry about it. It doesn't matter. And in these corners, you know, that's going to be dark, you know, up here where these roofs are. And it really makes a difference. Just add that dark color in. Up here, this little dormer, you're going to see that dark. And then up here. And in here. Okay. All right, we're getting there. All right, so now let's put in our all of our little plants. So let me grab all of these little plants that we're going to be using. So let me just move this out of the way for now, just so I can kind of have these right here. All right, so we're going to add our all of our little details in here. So let's start with this little one. And we're going to put it in this pot right here. And I'm going to use my positioner because I want to make sure that I get all these things in the right place. And you can interchange your greens. So it doesn't matter which green you're using for these because we're going to add multiple colors to them. We're not going to just leave them one color. So we're going to stamp this in the corner. And now we can see right where this is going to go. And I'm going to drop this down so it's, you know, not encroaching too much on this pot right here. But see, we can drop it down. And as long as we put a little piece of Post-it tape on here, we've protected our little pot. So you can see now where the edge of that is. And so we're going to drop it down here like this. And maybe just, you know, maybe we'll just turn it a little bit so that it's just right next to that little pot. And then I'm going to put this back in here, move this, and then I'm just going to re-ink it again. I want to make sure that it's, you know, got enough color on here. And just make sure you don't move your little L bar. Okay, so now we've got these little guys in here. So let's go on to this one. We're going to do the same thing here. We're going to just cover this up. And we're going to add in this little guy. And so we're going to just use the other green. Let's just use the other green on this one. So now we can turn the little acrylic plate and use the other corner. And we can see where this one is going to go. And I think that is going to be so cute right there. I don't really want to stamp it over the top of my little house. So maybe I'll just kind of protect that. I'll just put a little piece of Post-it tape over that just to kind of protect it. And then I can kind of stamp this in here just like this. I think that will be just perfect. Kind of growing out of the pot like that. Okay, so we're going to add some more green to it. And then we've got this little guy in his pot. Isn't he cute? He's so cute in there. And then this one up here, let's do this one. So let me just move these out of the way now that we're finished with them. And let's turn our positioner to this direction. And let's change the color. So let's do this color. And I'm just, you know what, there's no rhyme or reason to the greens. You know, I'm just picking, I'm kind of alternating is basically what I'm doing. Okay, so this one, okay, we're gonna have to cover that pot again too because this won't quite fit in there, but it is kind of neat to have it grow over the post a little bit. I think that's kind of cool. So let's cover it. And then we'll ink it again. And we'll place this in here, and I think that's pretty good right there. I like it. And just a, you know, really good even pressure. Don't mash it into your paper. You know, it's a little different technique when you're stamping to watercolor. You don't want to get, you just don't want to just mash it in there and get those heavy lines. So it's mostly just press. So get it on there and just press even onto your canvas. All right, so we've got another one. So let's do this one. And in this one, we're going to do this cute little guy. And let's see, let's do this. So we'll get this one in this corner. And we can see, okay, that's going to look pretty good there. And we'll probably stamp it in here twice. So let's cover the pot. And I think we can just fit it right in there like that. So let's re-ink that. And then let's put another one in next to it, and we'll just leave it, this one, a little bit lighter. Okay, so we've got all of our little cacti in there and our little succulents in there. So cute. So let's do this one up here. We've got one more to do, so we're gonna have to clean off one of these little areas. Let's do the smaller one here. Do this one. And we'll ink this one up. Actually, let's just cover the pot. And then we'll ink this one up. And we'll put this little guy, he probably doesn't need to be too tall since he's way at the top of the post. So let's just make him about this big. Ink that again. Okay, there we go. We have got all of our little plants positioned. So now what we're going to do is we're going to just pull the color out of the lines. That's going to be the next step. And let's just do it with our brush. So let me move my water over here. Get these things all out of my way. And we're just going to just pull this color out. Just let it kind of bleed out. And try not to get every area colored in solid. Just try to, you know, pull that color out and just let it just sort of come out, bleed out. And then we're going to come back over these again. So this is just the first step. So you can see a little bit of that highlight on the top. And you know, it's going to always be darker in here where these little, you know, limbs connect to the base. And down here, you know, inside the pot. These are all going to be darker in these little areas here. And we'll just pull this color down. See where they all kind of, you know, connect down here? These areas are going to be darker. So we want to be sure to show that. And we just, you know, what we don't want to do is make everything look the same. Every part of these plants look exactly the same. We just want to try to add more color and shadows, you know, where we can to make these things look three-dimensional. Okay, that's starting to look better. So I'm going to take my, my palette now and I'm going to add a little more color in here. So in this one, I'm going to take some of my darker green and I'm just going to hit these areas down inside here where I know those are going to be darker. You know, on the side here, you know, down behind here, you know, as it kind of, you know, sits into the pot. And I can let some of these be a little bit lighter and some of them be a little bit darker. See how that just kind of changed everything? Just adding that darker in there. So now I'm going to take that same color. This is the kind of that cool green. And I'm going to take some of this color. So I stamped this one in the other green, but I'm going to take some of this color now. And in these shadowy parts, so, you know, down in the bottom where they're connecting, I should just zoom in closer. Let's zoom in. Wow, that was really close. So down in here in the bottom, if the light is coming straight down, the tops of these are going to be lighter. And so where they're connecting in the bottom, see how they kind of turn? The light is shining straight down. So kind of think about that. And by doing that, you're adding more dimension. You're making these things more rounded because we don't want them flat. We don't want them flat. And it doesn't take much to just change them up a bit. See where they connect, you know, down in here, this area, and I'm just kind of tapping it, in here. And you can mix the greens. You can add, you know, a little bit more of this green. Okay, see the difference? It really does. It makes a difference. Now see, these are rounded, so they're going to kind of have a bit of a highlight. So if we just keep that color concentrated on one side, we're going to give that impression. See how that just kind of just changed that up. And especially as they come down into the pot, down inside here, it's going to be dark in here. And now this one. You know, where it connects all of these little, you know, branches that are on here. See how the light is on the top? The light is on the top. And the dark color, so the shadow is going to be on the bottom. So the light is coming straight down. So underneath, you're going to see that shadow in here. And then where they connect, it's going to be the darkest part. And just kind of take your time, you know, take your time to do it. You don't have to be in a hurry. It's a really fun thing to do. It really is. Okay, I'm going to come back over here again. And I'm going to get another coat of this dark in here. So you can really see that. See how that just changed. And these too. See how cool these are? Because they have a mix of color in them. So they're not just They're not just colored with one coat. And then this one up here, you know, where these little cracks are, that's where the color is going to be. I'm going to have to do too much with this one. Sherry says, on lunch, this is perfect. We love in the Southern California. Yes. SoCal desert. Right. Absolutely. Sandy says, looks like a Christmas cactus. Wonder what little stamps you could use for a bloom. You know what, Sandy? Right before I went on, I thought of that. I thought about, I should have got a little floral just to, you know, put on this one. At least. So you could use any little bloom. So even the daisy bunch, you could just color one of those little blooms from the daisy bunch and you could add some florals to here. It would just be really cute to do that. Something bright like a red or a yellow, even a pink. You could just add a pink to it. It'd be really cute. All right, so let's go on and we're going to add some more green. We haven't added any more green to this birdhouse and it's looking a little pale. So we want to add some of this darker color to this here. And then I'm going to add some of this darker green just to the side because this is in the shaded area. And so that needs to be just a little bit darker in there. Okay, are we ready to, let's see, let's do, let's put something underneath here. Just use a little orange. And then I'm just going to put a little more blue into this little pot here. And you don't have to go all the way down, you know, it's just the idea. So you can clearly see that there's a pot behind here. You don't have to color in every little section. If you do that, if you try to do that, sometimes it doesn't look natural. So it's better just to kind of let the color just kind of drop down and don't worry about it. Okay, so what else do we need to do here? I'm just going to put a little more of this color in the roof and over here too. Really darken this. Okay, so let's put in the details in the pots. Let's do that and then we'll go on to the boardwalk. All right, so this is kind of, you know, this is something that you can change. And I just made these little designs super simple, just, you know, to give the idea. So they don't have to be really complex. The shapes and the way that the way the shapes are, the lines sort of give you the impression of Southwest. And that's kind of what I thought when I put these lines in. And you can look at something, you know, maybe you can pull up some Southwest pottery or something like that. And you could look at that and you could duplicate that on these pots. And it would be just really cute. But you can also just do it really simple. So I just made a zigzag. So I'm using the bullet tip of my blue. This is my dark blue. So the 565 dark blue. And I just started out with a, you know, kind of a zigzag pattern because I always think of that is, you know, very Southwest looking. And then I just made a darker line. And because this pot is so dark, the color is so vibrant on it, I can just use my bullet tip and just put this color in. So again, you can make this however you want to do it. And this one up here, so let's just put a little shadow in here. I just made some little diamonds. And again, you know, watercolor is the idea of things. So it doesn't have to really be concrete. You just want to have the idea when you look at it, oh, that looks Southwest to me. So then we can just kind of come down like this maybe. And you kind of get the idea. But they don't, none of these things have to be perfect. And then let's just, while we're at it with the blue, let's just make a little blue line on this one. And then here on this one, I just did this simple little, design. Kind of comes up and down like this. And it's just that simple. Put a little line under it. And then with this red, this is really dark. So I took my dark brown. This is my 969. And I just kind of did the same little pattern. So I did these little diamonds. And then this zigzag pattern, and then you could probably just repeat it up here. And then, another line under here. But honestly, it's just the idea. It's the idea of it. So that you look at it and go, oh, that looks, very Southwest to me. Okay, let me just finish these details. Let's finish putting in the details into the birdhouse. So this little crack here, we want to really darken this crack, because it looks like that's kind of splitting apart here. So we'll just darken that. Make sure we get this really dark up in here. Darken these little openings. And then, where these cacti are sitting, in the pot, there's a, you can make this just adds a little bit of dirt in here. And that will give you a little more dimension too. See how that dark color just kind of helped to kind of cement these all down inside the pot. You can do that with this one too. It just kind of looks like there's, some dirt in here growing in these pots. This one too. Anything that's going to help it look more three-dimensional, we want to do. And let's get our little door handle back in. And I'm just going to put this little line back in here where the door is. Kind of lost that. Okay, that looks pretty good. So let's go on to the little boardwalk. Actually, you know what? Let's put the background in. So we're going to put a little background color in, and in this case, let's do the warm color. So the warm blue, you can choose, whichever color you want in the background. I'm just going to pick this, and you could also do a really pretty, Southwest sky in the background. So you could have some streaks of color in here, and that would also just be really, really cool. But this is the easy way. Just brush in a little bit of color, kind of on the side. Just be careful you don't touch any lines. Okay, so we've got the background. Lee says her feed is glitching. Lee, try us on YouTube. I know that sometimes Facebook is can be really difficult. It just kind of goes in and out. So try us on YouTube. We're streaming there at the same time. Terry, I'm so glad you are learning new techniques. I'm so happy about that. This is a really fun one. It really is. And it's going to be really easy to change up. Okay, so now let's go on to the little boardwalk. And we're going to start out just by, dragging some of this color out. So we'll just put a little, shadow on the side. And then, we'll put a little shadow here where all of these little pots are, and add just a little bit of color in here, just a little bit. We don't want it too dark because we're going to add some grasses growing in here. And then let's put just a little color on the outside. And I'm using the whoops, I should be showing you guys what I'm using. So let's zoom out a little bit. So the 947, and I'm using just a little bit of it. So I'm dipping my brush and taking just a tiny bit of it and just adding it to the outside. And this is going to just extend our project. So in this one, this is the parameter of the project. So we didn't venture out past where this boardwalk is. And so it just kind of gave the impression that you don't really know what's past the boardwalk. Does it continue on? But there's nothing showing on the bottom of it. So we can change that a little bit, and we can add our ground to the bottom of it, just like this. And you can see how that just kind of makes it a little more rustic. Okay, so now what we're gonna do is we're gonna add some brush to the little cracks where the boardwalk is. And we're gonna do that with this little grass. Now you can use your positioner again with this one, or you can just kind of eyeball it. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna pick a crack here, and it doesn't matter which one. And we're gonna lay our little Post-it tape right next to the crack. So just right along the crack is where you're gonna lay it. And then we're gonna ink this. And I would guess, let's see, maybe we wanna try inking it just with the brown for now. And then we can mix it up a little bit if it's too light. Actually, let's add a little bit of green to it. I don't wanna put just a brown grass in here. Okay, so now we're gonna add this, and we're just gonna stamp it right here. See, right there on that crack. And now when we lift this up, see that little grass is growing right into the crack. It's so cute, and it's just so easy to do. And you can do this with any of the grasses, which is why I just love this little boardwalk so much. I just think it's so fun. So you can do just a little bit of it. And I kind of like that mix of color. So it's not really green. It's got some brown in it. So let's just do that again. And let's do just a few of these little blades. So let's just pick this area, and we'll add a little grass green to it. Any green. And then we're going to do the same thing here. And maybe we'll do just a few more. So you can see that grass is just growing up there. And now on the back side, over here, we can add some back in here. So we're going to do the same thing. We're going to just put this little Post-it tape right along that edge. And we're going to do the same. And maybe I'll just do the whole thing here. Just like that. And then maybe we just take just a couple of these and just kind of hit it over here. And really don't have to do much. You don't have to add much water to it. Maybe just a tiny bit, just where it's kind of growing into the crack. But this grass is not, super, it doesn't have a lot of volume. It's pretty, just a few little stalks. Okay, like this. And then let's add some stones to it. So these little stones are they're so cute. And they're from this set. So they're right here. They're in the desert set, but they're also in the small rock set. So if you have this set, you've got them right here. Now we can just take the small one. So I don't know that we necessarily need that large one that's right in the middle. See this large one that's right in the middle? I don't know that we necessarily need that, but we can for sure use the little tiny ones. So we're going to take the brown, and we're going to get these little rocks that are just kind of on the side, and we're just going to put them in and just kind of tap them in like this. We don't need a lot. We don't need a lot of them. So just don't overdo it with things like this. And now I'm going to just change that color up and add a little bit of this brown to it. So the dark brown. And we're just going to put in a few more in here. But see how cute that is? It's just so cute. Now let's take the fine tip. So this is the twin tone. And we're going to darken these cracks. Some of these cracks that are showing that these boards are separated. See where this one is right here, where this board is kind of separated. We get such a nice effect with it when these boards are kind of old and rustic. And you can add a few more lines in here too. You can totally do that. But you don't have to make it, don't make it too dark. You know, you get the idea that it's brown, but you want it to kind of look like it's weathered. You know, had a lot of sand blown on it, and it's just kind of bleached out from the sun. So we don't want to really get it too dark. And if you're looking at something that's laying out in the desert, it's pretty much weathered. You know, it's pretty light as far as wood goes. So now underneath here, we can just kind of, you know, get a few of these where we're kind of seeing a little shadow under here. And this one where it kind of lifts up, we can put just a little shadow under there. So we can take some of this blue and we'll just add a little blue under there. See how that looks like that lifts that board right off the ground. Is that just so cute, you guys? I just love this thing so much. Can you tell? I mean, it is just one of my favorite things in this set. And you're gonna have so many uses for it too. So now I'm gonna take my my bullet tip from my warm brown, and I'm just gonna get a few little dots in here. Just some, you know, little extra sand and texture. And again, don't overdo it because this is our focal point. We just want to add like these extra little things in here. Joy Russ, the boardwalk is a must-have. Honestly, it is, you guys. I mean, I never want to just say that. You absolutely have to have it, but I think you're going to use it a ton. I really do. And for all these different seasons. So I just colored in a few little of these little stones, but again, it doesn't take a lot. You don't have to do a lot, and it's actually better not to overdo it. Okay, I think we are good, you guys. I think we're good to go. So be sure to, you know, put in the comments if you would like to win this little project. And I'm going to be giving both of these away. So this one too. So if you have a preference and you like the floral, then put that, you know, in your comments, or just, you know, unless you've already commented, you know, whatever, comment again. Just comment again and say you'd rather have the floral or you'd rather have the Southwest, because you can choose. All right, so let's just make sure we've got everything done here. I just want to make sure I get enough shadow on this little house. We're going to have shadows because it's sunny, and we're going to see that. So just make sure that this still looks good. You can also come in here with your bullet tip and really get some of these areas down in here where you can see that contrast of the dark, dark and light, light. That's where you're going to really see the dimension of these things. You know, and in here where these little things connect. In here, if you feel like you may have lost some lines, so I can put a few of these back in. You know, a few little dots here and there. And texture. And if you live in this climate, like, you know exactly what to do here. You know exactly how these things look. Let's do a little detail on the little roofs, and I'm just using the fine tip again. Okay, I think that looks pretty good. I mean, we could add a little detail to this little red house. And just add some little boards in here. I mean, it's just up to you guys. And let's just, you know what? Is it ever completely done? You know, I'm always going back in and doing something else. Okay, you guys, sign and date, which is what I will do right now. And let me flip the camera back around. But before I do, let me just show you that set again. So this is the set. And it's the Birdhouse Stand 6007. And this is it. These are the things that come with it. We didn't even use the little birds, but I would color them the same. Just the same as that other one. So whatever color you pick for this one that's on the post, these are identical. So these are all the same size, and you're going to color them the exact same way. Just be sure to put the eye back in to highlight the beak. Comes with the boardwalk, of course, and then the bird stand. And then these little flying birds are a special gift. These are for you for purchasing this set, and you get this with this set. When you purchase this set, you're going to get these little flying birds, and they are also so cute. And I would just ink them in a dark blue and just stamp it right onto your canvas. And use whatever combination of them you want. Maybe you just want to use one or two. You can. You just ink those. And then this is the little promo that we are releasing with this throwback. So the little crab, he is available until Thursday. So you guys, Thursday at midnight, and that will be the deadline to get these. And then they are gone. They're gone. So let me switch over so I can say hello and goodbye to all of you again. Thanks so much for being with me today. It is just so much fun when you guys are on with me. It really is. And, you know, I can record these things, but it's not the same now. It's just not the same. And I'm still in my office by myself with the camera, but it's not the same to record it without having your comments on here. Just your words of encouragement. It just means a lot. So I love doing this. I love teaching you guys new things. I hope you learned something new today. It's such a fun technique, and you guys, you're just going to get better and better at it. I just know it. So thank you so much for being on with me. Thanks for being on and commenting, telling me where you're from. I just love that. And I will be back next week with more projects. So I hope you guys will join me. And hope you guys have a great rest of your day and a great weekend. I love you guys.